What's up, JD Aliens? Welcome back. Look, I spent a lot of time in front of the camera talking to you guys about all kinds of stuff, headphones and Bluetooth speakers and stuff, but I spent even more time than that in front of this gigantic monitor right here, editing the videos.
Let's do it.
So today I'm gonna give you a nice little peek into my setup and take a look at the BenQ EX3501R Ultra Widescreen monitor. This bad boy is awesome, man. It actually comes pretty loaded right out of the box with HDR support, 100 Hz refresh rate, USB-C, HDMI, and DisplayPort connectivity. And for all you gamers out there, it's got AMD FreeSync built into this bad boy. Now it's a 35-inch monitor with a 21:9 aspect ratio, and it's got a 3440x1440 resolution. Now that I got all the numbers out of the way, let's just talk about how much I've enjoyed having this thing over the last 3 months. I have edited every video you've seen over the last 3 months with this monitor. I've done some photography with this thing, and let me tell you, it has made my job so much easier. I was using kind of a dual screen setup with two Samsung TVs. Actually, they were two 24-inch TVs, and while it was cool to just be working on one monitor and then have something going on the next one, the screen was relatively small for my video timelines. So if you edit videos or anything like that, being able to see your entire timeline at one time is literally a game changer. Or you could spread it out, make it bigger if you want to, and you have plenty of room to play. From time to time, I've split the screen in half, and then you got the big panel on this side and a big panel on that side. But for the most part, I'm usually doing one activity on this thing. But yeah, you can split it in half if you need to. Editing photos on this thing has been really great too. The color accuracy is on point. And speaking of color, when you turn the HDR on and then you actually watch HDR content, man, it's like everything just kind of comes to life. Everything just starts to pop. And when you're gaming with the HDR mode on, you can actually see things that you probably wouldn't normally be able to see, like people creeping up from the corners and stuff like that in the darkness, because it keeps good contrast in there. It makes everything pop, even in the dark spots of whatever picture you're looking at. So since this bad boy has an 1800R curve, it's like when I first got it, I had to kind of scoot back a little bit because I felt like I was inside of the TV. You know how your mom would tell you not to watch the TV too close, like don't be sitting all close to it? I felt like that. I felt like, okay, this is why she told me to scoot back. I had to scoot back because it felt like I was in it. It's almost like an IMAX kind of feeling where that curve just kind of brings you into the content and has you fully immersed in there. And for me, sometimes it almost gave me vertigo because I was so close. So I had to scoot back a little bit because this is a big monitor. Now, I don't have a really powerful PC. I'm actually running this bad boy off of my HP laptop here, but I did manage to play some games on it and they worked well. But even if you are a hardcore gamer, you won't have any problems with this thing because with 100 Hz refresh rate and AMD FreeSync built in, it's going to keep you from having those screen tears and choppy footage and stuff like that. So your gameplay is going to be nice and smooth. One thing I can definitely commend BenQ for is how much attention they pay to the user's eyes. They have this Brightness Intelligence Plus technology and their eye care technology built into this. I'm telling you, I spend hours at this thing and my eyes never feel any strain. And most of it's because of this sensor that's built into the bottom that takes the ambient light, kind of measures it, does some kind of wizardry, and it kind of adjusts the screen's blue light levels and brightness and everything like that without you even notice it. You really don't even know the screen has changed, but it has, and it's protecting your eyes since you've been on it so long. So big shout out to BenQ for caring about my eyes because I only got one set. Now going back to media consumption, since it is a 21:9 aspect ratio, when you actually watch things in a 21:9 aspect ratio, it's gonna look fantastic. But when you're watching any other aspect ratio, you're gonna have these big black bars on the side, which is cool because the picture is still pretty big, so you can still get immersed into the video. As far as the physical appearance of the monitor, I mean, it's huge, right? It's that big, but it doesn't have any bezels. As you can see, there's like hardly any bezel. You only get this little one on the bottom and very, very thin bezels on the top and the sides. I really like the mount that it comes attached to. It's nice and sleek, but if you want to mount this thing on the wall, there is an optional VESA mount, so you got to spend that extra bread if you want that. Now, when it comes to interfacing with it, that's probably the only hit I would give it because I really do love the monitor. But interfacing with it, it has these 4 buttons or maybe 5 buttons on the bottom right hand side, and you kind of have to do like this to get up underneath them, and they're not very clearly marked on the bezel to show you what they are, and they kind of don't match up with where your fingers are as far as reaching for them. So if there was a D-pad or something back there, or man, if it came with a remote, it almost feels like it should come with a remote because it's big enough to be a TV. If it came with something like a remote or maybe a D-pad or even a better design on the front bottom part of the bezel would have really helped out. But other than that, man, this monitor is fantastic. I've been using it for about 3 months now, and let me tell you, I have really enjoyed it. It's made my workflow so much better. And let me tell you, once you go wide, you can't go back to those little monitors, man. You got to do ultra wide. Look, I ain't no expert in this kind of stuff, but I do love this ultra wide monitor. I cannot wait until Google Stadia comes out. That way I can actually do some real gaming on this bad boy. Maybe I'll do a follow-up. But until the end, if you had a good time checking out this video with me, you make sure you throw those emoji hands up in the comment section, and I'll see y'all at the next one. All right, apparently you had a good time watching this video. Well, today is your lucky day because I done already made a whole bunch of them for you to go back and binge watch. But if you just want to check out the new stuff, you make sure you smash on that subscribe button and tap that little bell. That way you'll know when it's time to come back and open up some new stuff.